It hadn't snowed for almost 2 years in the south of the Netherlands, but on the third day of Christmas of 2014 it snowed very much. The air was just above freezing point, but the ground was cold enough, so the snow did not melt. But under those conditions it was a very wet and slushy kind of snow. Where gritting had not taken place, and in 30 km/h zones where motor traffic and people cycling share the same streets, that motor traffic made a real mess of the snow on the surface. At the railway station, many bikes stayed where they were, in the parking racks, because a lot of people had a day off, but possibly also because of the winter conditions. But the city had started gritting immediately, and on streets with a cycle lane, a third cleared trail could be seen, especially for cycling. Sometimes only the separated cycle tracks were gritted, and sometimes only the streets were. That is because different crews, with different equipment, grit at different times and also on different routes. It is good to see that motorists did give cyclists priority where they should. When you are used to doing that on the normal conditions, you don't stop doing that in the snow. Some cyclists choose to ride where motor traffic had cleared the roads better, and even that was generally accepted. At some locations, where gritting had not taken place yet on the cycle tracks, cycling was not easy. Some people did start walking, others continued at a slower pace. Cycling was indeed not easy, but at a certain speed it could be done. Luckily, help was on its way. Of the 300 kilometers of cycle tracks in s-Hertogenbosch, 233 kilometers is normally gritted. It is done with specialized machines, with brushes at the front and a salt mixture dispenser at the back. In one go, these vehicles brush and grit the tracks at a width of about 1.5 meters. It makes an immediate and huge difference. And you could see people who had been walking on non-gritted tracks mount their bicycles right where the gritting had started. This gritting made cycling a lot easier again. That was still the case for the following days. Some pedestrians used the gritted cycle tracks to walk on. That is no problem. And they also got their priority where they should. Under these conditions, when winter cycling is made that easy, it remains a good option for a trip. And that is what makes people decide to keep on cycling even in winter.